Yeah, good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel. You know, guys, when we discuss about the issues here in South Africa, so I remember yesterday when I was making a video. You know, when we having this, when in the country for the longest of times, we have been having this issue of illegal immigrants, like illegal foreigners here in South Africa, and what illegal foreigners are doing, or what these people have done to the country. You know, I was watching this. I think you guys, maybe if you guys just watch his YouTube channel, the guys Hlulani, the Tsonga Prince, you know, just go to that to his YouTube channel, watch all of his videos, and yeah. So there was this one, you know, of this other lady of Zimbabwean there in what you call this, in America. You know, this lady has been insulting South Africans. Every turn that this lady gets, she just insults South Africans. You know, guys, the government up until today that we still have here in the country, it shows you, it shows it shows it shows us, we as the citizens of this country, what kind of a government do we have here in this country. You know, it shows us what kind of a government do we have here in this country. You know, allowing these people to come into the country illegally, commit crimes, insult us, and do all sorts of things. You know, whether it can be Zimbabweans, Nigerians, Somalians, Bangladeshis, Indians, all sorts of people, all sorts of illegal immigrants here in the country. But in their countries, guys, there's no that there's in their own countries, they don't have that problem of illegal immigrants just coming into the country illegally, you know, because this lady, she's busy lying about South Africans, you know. But I can say to you guys, you can just go to Hlulani, the Tsonga Prince, to his platform, then he will show you that lady of Zimbabwe insulting South Africans, talking about, I don't know, talking about undocumented South Africans. I don't know, South Africans undocumented there in what you call this, in America. Guys, to tell you the truth, when have you heard this whole issue of South Africans in other countries entering into those countries illegally? The same people who are who are talking such nonsense, their brothers and sisters, they are here in South Africa illegally. They've ran away from their own country. Their own country right now, it's a mess. Up until today, their own country, it's a mess. They just want to come here in our country and insult us, call us names, and all sorts of things. So let me just play this clip. I know, guys, which I'm recording my phone, and this thing I'm watching it on TV. I don't have proper things to be showing you guys and whatsoever, you know. Yeah. But me, my platform, just maybe YouTube channel to talk. I started this YouTube channel, guys, because I can see many things that are happening in the country, and guys, just to discuss and what are the issues and what are maybe solutions for us as a country, you know. Yeah. I've watched it in the morning, so I just wanted to, yeah.
This lady that I'm going to play, guys, she's a Zimbabwean based in America. I don't know what work she's doing there. She's a nurse or she's a doctor, whatever she's doing there. But I want you to listen to her very carefully, guys. Very, 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 very carefully. Don't miss anything that...
Anyone who's illegal or anyone who's living illegal, and then you report them, you know, you'll get $5,000. I'm here sitting and thinking, how much can I make, you know, after handing over? Like South African people. And then there's Nunu here saying that they earn a lot than most Africans. Where? Because they don't even have work permits. They're not even allowed to work. They're undocumented. So I don't know where your census, where you're counting people from, Nunu. Like.
But she's claiming that South Africans are in America, undocumented, with no documents. I want to ask you a question. Between Zimbabwe and South Africa, which country you think can be in America undocumented? They hate these people.
There's no way that South Africans can enter into America illegally, knowing very well what the president of United States, when it comes to this issue of illegal immigrants, he doesn't play Donald Trump there. He is not laughing or joking with anyone. He is very vocal when it comes to this issue of illegal immigrants coming into America illegally. So when this lady is talking about South Africans, where is an evidence that's showing Guti there are South Africans there in America without the papers, without proper documentations? Where is an evidence that shows? Hey.
People have Nigeria, Zimbabwe. These two nations hate South Africa so much because we're doing so better than them. But they don't understand how
most of South African people that come with au pair jobs, that come with H2Bs, that come with F1, all of them, not all, let me correct my status, most of them, they are now out of status and illegal. These are the people that are undocumented right now.
This person must be banned, she must never enter South Africa. This person, wherever she must stay there in America, she must cross over to Zimbabwe, not come to our country.
Because, you know, when we, like up until today, we have this issue of illegal immigrants. Why don't we do this thing of Donald Trump, what he's doing? Deport all of these people here in the country, guys. We cannot continue for these people to just insult South Africans, disrespect South Africans every time that they get. The same lady that she's speaking like this, she's speaking like this. She has forgotten good we have millions and millions of Zimbabweans here in South Africa up until today. I don't know, maybe some of these people, they're in prisons. I don't know whether it can be Nigerians or Zimbabweans, or I don't know, other illegal immigrants here in South Africa, because guys, our country is overburdened when it comes to illegal foreigners. So when this person is speaking like this about South Africa, she has forgotten what is happening there in her country up until today. Many problems that are happening in that country up until today. Now she's there in America, yeah. It's nice there in America, yeah. She's a doctor, she's working. Now you can see she even has a car, she has everything. But the issues at that side that are happening in Zimbabwe up until today.
But because of you guys, you are so arrogant, and then when you come here, you think you know it all. It leads them to this being undocumented. And let me tell you something. Please don't put all of us in the same bucket.
I want her to give me, even in history, give me even 5 people that you think they've been deported because they were undocumented in South Africa.
Obvious.
I mean, they were undocumented in America. Give me 5 that we know. I can bring so many Zimbabweans every day.
ICE is taking, the reward is 5,000. Imagine if this opportunity is given to South African people.
There's more videos that are going to be coming after. I've downloaded a lot of your videos, and I just want to let her know that I am here. I'm going to expose all the nonsense that these people are doing, or whatever they're saying about our country, because we will defend our country. We will defend our country. Let me not talk too much. I want you to listen to it very carefully, guys. Watch this video from the beginning to the end. This is going to be very interesting. Let's watch this video. I shall come back.
If guys, you've heard the rumors that are on the streets of America about the mass deportation and the $5,000 reward that the president is say that if you know anyone who's illegal or anyone who's living illegal, and then you report them, you get $5,000. I'm here sitting and thinking, how much can I make, after handing over? Right, South African people. I can easily make 500K. Like, I can easily make it 500K because that's like, that I just know, like me personally, the one that I just know, they're over 50. And then there's Nunu here saying that they earn a lot than most Africans. Where? Because they don't even have work permits. They're not even allowed to work. They're undocumented. So I don't know where your census, where you're counting people from, Nunu. Like.
Okay, that's basically she's saying she knows over because she's saying the president of America said if you hand over anybody who's not documented, you'll get a reward of 5,000 US.
Me, guys, I've never heard of Donald Trump talking about this issue of maybe South Africa. Because, guys, where is an evidence? Why don't we see it here? I need to hear on YouTube. We see it most of the time when this live videos or this, you know, guys, these people of the media being there with what you call this Donald Trump. When have you heard Donald Trump talking about, guys, guys, and
dollar? I don't know how true is that. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. If you're from America, please comment below. Let us know if that is the truth. If that's the truth, I am in South Africa, I will not know. But she's claiming that South Africans are in America,
illegal,
undocumented, with no documents.
How?
I want to ask you a question. Between Zimbabwe and South Africa,
because
which country
no,
do you think can be in America undocumented?
Donald Trump should have said that about this, the fact that South Africans are there in America illegally. Where did guys, how true is that about South Africans? When the same lady is talking about, when, guys, you see when you see the kind of government that you still have here in South Africa, I have no words at all. Because when this lady, she's talking about undocumented foreigners which are South Africans in America, how true is that, guys, about this whole thing? How true is that? So in this country, are you telling me with here in South Africa, don't we have a lot of undocumented foreigners? But a lot of undocumented foreigners here in the country. Even this lady, when she's talking about here, she's forgotten good here in this country with undocumented illegal immigrants. Whether these people come from Zimbabwe, whether these people come from Somalia, when these people, or maybe when these people come from Nigeria or other countries here in South Africa, So maybe, for example, when have you had, maybe, like, let's just say, like Lesotho, for example, maybe someone who comes from South Africa has entered Lesotho illegal without the papers, or maybe in Zimbabwe illegally, just entered there into Zimbabwe illegally without the papers, without anything, or other countries. When have you heard about this issue of South Africans, illegal immigrants, which is South Africans entering into other countries illegally? Are you telling me you can enter Zimbabwe without the papers, or you can enter Nigeria without the papers, or other countries? How true is that, guys, about South Africans? Me, I'm speaking on behalf of South Africans, behalf of our country. Actually, I'm speaking on behalf of South Africans here in the country of ours, South Africa. When have you heard about this issue in America? Or maybe the moment when Donald Trump won the elections there? When have you heard when Donald? Because me, I didn't hear Donald Trump. I didn't hear Donald Trump speaking about this whole issue of South Africans entering entering into America illegal. Who will do such a thing, guys? Because here in South Africa also we have problems. We have this problem. We don't have the borders. People just for the longest of times, people have been coming into this country. They've been coming into this country illegally. I remember this other I don't know, I think it was Mlele Zimbek, this other political analyst, Mlele Zimbek, exposing the fraction and how our borders here in South Africa are destroyed, and the fact that these people are coming into the country illegally. Then he said what ANC has done when it comes to this issue of our borders is mistakes. How do you categorize those things as mistakes? Destroying the borders, and the fact that people are coming into the country illegally, committing crimes, doing all sorts of things. But when people complain about these things, you're xenophobic. Imagine in your own country. Imagine you as a citizen of this country don't have a right to protect this country, because at the end of the day, whether we are black, colored, Indian or whatsoever, whether we are Xhosa or whether we are Zulu or whether we are paid, guys, this is our country. Even if you are paid, you complain about this issue of illegal immigrants. No one must just come there and call you xenophobic. This is your country too, South Africa. All of us, all of us. South Africa is our country. So when this lady, she's spewing this nonsense, the fact that South Africans have entered America there without the papers, where is the evidence that shows that South Africans, they are there in America illegally? Unless maybe, for example, if there are South Africans there in America, maybe I can say they've entered into America with proper documentations. Do you think Donald Trump will have a problem of people coming into America with proper documentations? Or maybe someone who comes from other countries, different countries, or maybe I can say South Africa or whatsoever. There's no way. Maybe what they're asking there in America is that people must come into the country legally. So when she's talking about the illegal immigrants, as if here in South Africa we don't have illegal immigrants, these people who come from Zimbabwe, these people you can just, if you can watch the documentaries, guys, even this guy here that I'm watching right now, his platform, he made a video of the citizens of Zimbabwe crossing the river, Limpopo River. You can see how easily these people are walking into the country. You can see our fences there, how, like, guys, our fences there, our fences through our border post and whatsoever. I a mess. I a joke. Up until today, no one is guarding the borders there. There's no military guarding the borders. But we are busy with this thing here, DRC, what. These people, the guys, but here in our country, we don't have the borders. We don't have a military. That's what was supposed to guard the borders. Maybe these people just give them training, give them everything that they need, so that these people, if these people they are well trained and prepared, that's when they can go and cut our borders and fix this issue of fences. But because you can see up until today, the government that we still have in the country, the fact that ANC was in charge of this country for the past 30 years, these people, they've allowed everything to happen here in the country. These people to come into the country. Look at this issue of jobs. Look at this issue of schools. Look at the healthcare system. Look at many things. I even heard this video of Advocate Aikumalo saying that maybe a woman who comes from Zimbabwe to South Africa to give birth, after that maybe that lady might go back to Zimbabwe. Because, guys, if you can look at the issues that are happening in that country, I'm telling you, it's a mess. And people and the citizens who are talking such nonsense, they have run away from their country. They left their country there. They left their country. What is happening there up until today? They are scared of Mnangagwa. If these people, they were there in Zimbabwe, they wouldn't be speaking such nonsense, because they're in Zimbabwe. They are scared of MMC in Mnangagwa. They are scared. But here in South Africa, here in South Africa, they are here. Or maybe that lady there in America, they are here. Talking too much, opening their mouth, spewing nonsense, insulting South Africans, calling them names, disrespecting the citizens of this country. Every turn that they get, But if you can look at their own country, it's a mess. Such people speaking as if this lady busy there in America. Hey, me to tell you that America doesn't belong to MMC Mnangagwa or Mugabe. America belongs to the citizens of America. Even the president himself, Donald Trump. Yes. It's their country. They can do whatever they want. Even here in South Africa, we can do whatever we want. We can speak as much as we want because it's our country.
Which country you think? She said she knows over 50 people already. There are South Africans that are in America undocumented. I don't know if she knows everyone in America, but she's claiming to know 50 people. It's not with her saying that she knows that she can make over $500,000. That's what she's claiming if she hand over these people. So I'm asking myself, between South Africa and Zimbabwe, who could be in America undocumented?
Zimbabwe.
Please come to my comment section and comment.
Not South Africans. The citizens of Zimbabwe.
As far as I know,
South Africa,
let me tell you, if there's people who knows how to follow laws. South African, we are one of the countries in the world that will not want to go to any country undocumented.
Obvious.
And I'm not saying that does not happen. Maybe out of 1,000 times, maybe there's one person who wants to sneak out.
Because you have to respect people's laws, even if you go to America or any country. What you must do is that you must enter into those countries legally, not illegally. But here in South Africa, why are we not doing the same? But no, we are xenophobic. We hate these people. We don't want these people here in the country. But in other countries, people have closed their borders. There's a military there. If people want to come to those countries, you must come into those countries legally. Your passports, I don't know, whatsoever. Whatever that is needed to get into those countries illegally. Maybe this lady, how did he even get into America? Are you telling me the fact that this lady, she used a South African passport, pretending as if she's a South African, maybe, or these things, guys, they happen because here in our country we have failed to deal with this issue of illegal food. Actually, with the citizens of this country, we're supposed to stand up and say, guys, enough is it enough to these politicians that destroyed this country and destroyed our border posts. We're supposed to stand up as the citizens of this country. The moment when this problem started of illegal immigrants coming into the country, all of them, whether it's Nigerian, whether it's Somalia, all sorts.
I can guarantee you, not my South African people. We follow the law, we obey the laws, we follow the rules of any other country. We don't jump our borders. But this one, she's claiming South African in America are not documented. It's not me, it's her words. I want you to listen carefully exactly what she's saying. I want us to continue. She said there's 50 people that said, I'm going to say to you, hand over those 50. You come into social media. If somebody can come to social media and come and brag, obviously she can hand them over. Hand them over now because we want them to be deported. If they're South African, we want them to be deported and we want them to be arrested. Because we know as South Africans, we follow the laws. We say, call the police, hand them over. But we know there's nothing like that. She's just coming here just to make fun of South Africans. They hate these people have. Nigeria, Zimbabwe, these two nations hate South Africa so much because we're doing so better than them.
Then
but they don't understand how does South Africa, how do they do it? How come we do better than them?
Then they will say, we as the citizens of this country, we hate them. But they are the ones who hate us. They are the ones who hate us. But they've forgotten good. We have millions and millions of these people who simply hate us as the citizens of this country. Here in South Africa, they ran away from their own country. They ran away from their own country. You know, because up until today, guys, to tell you the truth, it's not nice to live in that country. In Zimbabwe, it's not nice. You know, I'm not saying good. Maybe things here in South Africa they are okay. Things are working here in our country. Investors are here and investors already are in the country investing. Millions and millions of people are working and many things. I'm not saying all of these things, you know, but what I'm saying is that the same people who hate us, they are here. We have their brothers and sisters here in South Africa up until today, here in the country. You know, we can just go to what about the restaurants that these people are occupying or other jobs here in the country? You know, so now we have a situation where in this country, the citizens of this country, they are struggling to find jobs. But when you hear this leader of Julius Malema talking about these jobs that are these jobs that South Africans are looking for, they are slave jobs, these jobs they don't do what I remember the same Julius Malema saying that even if you can take all of these people, put them into a bus and deport them to their own countries, still here in South Africa there will be unemployment rate in this country will still continue. So which is which actually here? Guys, can you see what is happening here in our country? The way guys, this beautiful country of ours, how messed up you guys, politicians, they've destroyed this country. These people who are here in the country illegally already, they've destroyed everything. This issue of illegal miners, you know what the damages that these people have done to the country. All sorts of people. Then you are telling me, good, South Africans, they are the ones. Maybe you just want to tell me, good, most crimes that are committed here in this country are committed by South Africans, not these people who come outside of the country. Not these people who come outside of the country. No, there's no way. There's no way.
How come we do better than them? What? Just not long ago, that ANC just took it over 30 years ago. That's when we got our democracy. They got the democracy, I don't know, in 19 whatever, or in 18 something, but they still cannot run the countries proper. But the soldiers, I want us to continue. Let me not talk too much. I want you to listen to this woman. Let me not talk too much and dilute this video.
Time again and again.
The mass deportation is real. And this 5,000 thing is real. Don't make us upset. We are not like that, and we're not going to do that, you know. We are not like you people. We don't think like you. So a friend of mine reached out yesterday after seeing the news, you know, ICE is everywhere. Now they're raiding schools. Now they're allowed to go in churches, you know, asking for documents from people. So a South African friend of mine reached out yesterday. It's like, clearly, what am I going to do? Chomi, I'm sending stress, you know. I was like, Chomi, how do you feel? She's really disturbed, you know, because this is the first time coming outside South Africa. She's never come across something like that. And of course, she's still young. And I was like, how do you feel? I let her vent, cry and all that. She said, I don't know, Chomi. I don't know. I'm scared. I told you, do you know this is the way Zimbabweans that are in South Africa live on a day-to-day basis? Not knowing your tomorrow, living with anxiety, you know, whatever you're going through, just imagine in another African country. This is what other Africans, not only Zimbabweans, if I say Zimbabwe, I've been wrong, other Africans feel when they're in South Africa. She's like, yo, Nyani told me, I'm like, you know, to even make matters worse, here they're saying that, you know, 5,000, and it's ICE that is going to take you. It means no one is going to take you, no one is going to use violence. You're not going to be bent. Abazufaka a tie on top of your neck and bend you. You know, no one is beating you. At least they're just going to escort you. And chances of you getting a coffee and a meal and a proper, you know, somewhere to sleep with heat. Now it's cold, yeah, you know, and the aircon, if ever, it's going to be hot in summer. are there. They will take care of you nicely up until they deport you. So imagine how us other Africans, like how you guys do it in South Africa. You take matters in your own hands. You beat us, you kill us, you do everything.
Wow. Like in South Africa, what are we doing? Because guys, when have you maybe heard about this? A South African beating someone who comes outside of the country? Maybe what will be the reason for South Africans to be beating these people? Or you just want to talk about this issue? Maybe this, I can say, this issue of xenophobia attack or what. I don't know. You are trying to paint as if like South Africans are monsters. South Africans right now, when it comes to this issue of like, guys, how many crimes are committed here in this country by the people who come outside of this country? You can see in the streets people being slaughtered. Human trafficking that is happening here in the country. It's been happening for the longest of times here in South Africa. And many issues, because why? We don't have the borders. How many cars? How many cars here in this country have been hijacked? These cars, you'll find them in other countries. You know, because why? We don't have the borders. These cars, they'll end up jumping the borders because there's no military there. There's no one guarding the borders up until today in the country. I remember when I was watching this documentary. I don't know if you guys can just watch that platform, but it's been there.